What if I told you that one of the most heavily guarded presidents on Earth was killed inside his own bedroom, without a single shot fired by his security team? That his assassins walked in, executed him at point blank, and simply walked back out. And that months later, his own wife would be accused of planning it all. This is not a conspiracy theory. This happened. And tonight, we're going to uncover the real story behind the murder of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Haiti, 2021. The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Gangs ruling neighborhoods, fuel shortages, food riots, and in the middle of it all, President Jovenel Moïse, elected in 2017, amid accusations of fraud, corruption, and power grabs. Moïse ruled by decree. Parliament was dissolved. Opponents were imprisoned. The Petrocaribe scandal accused his government of stealing over $2 billion of aid money. Protesters demanded his resignation. Some even claimed his term had legally expired, but Moïse refused to step down. The political pressure was mounting. The threats were growing, and so was the list of people who wanted him gone. But no one, not even his closest aides, expected what would come next. It all started in Miami. Inside high-end, luxury condos, Haitian American businessmen, former senators, and ex-Colombian soldiers gathered. They weren't political opponents. They were something far more dangerous: conspirators. At first, they only spoke of kidnapping Moïse, removing him, installing their man. But somewhere along the way, the plan shifted. Why? Who gave the order to kill? By April 2021, weapons were being purchased in Florida. The hit team was being assembled. And most disturbingly, Moïse's own security detail had been compromised. July 6th, 2021. President Moïse meets with his closest aides. His voice is calm, but his words are haunting. Many people are spending a lot of money to murder me. That was the last thing he said to his inner circle. The convoy moves through the dark streets of Pétionville. SUVs loaded with mercenaries arrive at the residence. The guards allow them through without resistance. A voice yells over loudspeakers, inside the bedroom, Moïse awakens. Martine Moïse lies next to him. Before they can react, armed men storm the room.
Breaking news now, and Haiti's President Jovenel Moïse has been assassinated at his home in Port-au-Prince.
Breaking news, the president of Haiti murdered in his sleep. Perhaps that Americans may have played a role, including a doctor.
Video of armed men outside the Haitian President Jovenel Moïse's personal residence surfacing around the early morning hours of his assassination.
Breaking news out of Haiti. Officials say the Haitian president has been assassinated. The president was reportedly shot and killed during an overnight raid on his private home, and that Haiti's first lady was also wounded in the attack.
Where was the president's security detail? And how come none of them were killed or wounded?
In the hours after the assassination, chaos swept across Haiti. The manhunt was immediate and aggressive. Acting Prime Minister Claude Joseph declares himself in control. But behind the scenes, international pressure forces him to step aside. Within 2 weeks, Ariel Henry, the man Moïse had appointed just days before his murder, is sworn in. Crowds gathered at the gates of police stations, demanding arrests. Every suspect was now a target. The first break came within 24 hours. Haitian police stormed a compound near the presidential residence. Inside, they captured 2 Haitian Americans, James Soliges and Joseph Vincent. Nearby, several Colombian mercenaries were cornered and arrested. Some were killed in gunfights. Others surrendered when they realized their escape was impossible. Simultaneously, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security launched its own investigation. They also denied all claims that the mercenaries were DEA agents. One by one, the puzzle pieces fell into place. Rodolphe Yar pleaded guilty, life sentence. Joel Joseph, life sentence. Rivera and Palacios, life sentences. Soliges and Vincent, awaiting trial. But as these men went down, a far more disturbing question remained unanswered. Why was it so easy? The mercenaries bypassed multiple security checkpoints. Heavily armed guards were stationed at the compound that night. Yet, not a single shot was fired in defense of the president. Investigators quickly discovered why. Several members of Moïse's security team had been bribed, weeks in advance. Some were offered cash, others were threatened. When the hit squad arrived, the guards simply stood down. But there was something even more unsettling. The assassins knew exactly where to go. Which door, which staircase, which hallway led directly to Moïse's private bedroom. That information wasn't in any floor plan. It could have only come from someone inside, someone who knew the residents intimately, and who provided that knowledge to the killers. In 2024, a 122-page dossier surfaced and detonated like a bomb inside Haiti's already fragile political system. The target? Martine Moïse, the president's own widow. They had been married for over 25 years, 3 children, a family built long before politics entered their lives. By Jovenel's side from the start, Martine had witnessed his rise from banana exporter to head of state, and the countless enemies he made along the way. But prosecutors now alleged something darker. According to the leaked indictment, Martine had quietly grown resentful, locked in years of political isolation, frustrated by Jovenel's refusal to share power. The theory? By removing Jovenel, she could step into the political vacuum with help from former allies, like ex-Prime Minister Claude Joseph, who was also implicated in the dossier. Prosecutors pointed to contradictions in her statements after the attack, but Martine fought back hard. She called the charges a grotesque lie, nothing more than political persecution aimed at silencing her. As she built her own post-assassination influence, after all, she too had been shot during the attack. She nearly died that night. The U.S. never charged her. No conclusive evidence ever emerged. But in Haiti, where rumors spread faster than facts, suspicion still hangs thick in the air. Was she the grieving victim, or the ultimate architect hiding in plain sight?